Welcome to my channel, The Three Mountains. My name is White Eagle. Today I have chosen this lecture given by Master Samael Aung Weor because I believe it's going to help you change your life on a social and economic level, as he himself says it. Let us get started. He speaks about identity, values, and image, that they are a total unity. He starts by saying that the well-being of a person as a whole is the result of self-respect. Somebody may wonder, what has self-respect got to do with economic situation or with work-related problems, etc., etc.? He says that the level of the being inside us attracts our own life. For example, we lived in a big house in the city of Mexico. Behind that house, there was an empty field. And one day, a group of people invaded that field. They built their houses made of cardboard and started to live there permanently. Yeah, and I just put a picture just for illustration purposes only. Unquestionably, they became something dirty inside that beautiful neighborhood. I don't want to underestimate them, but really, if their huts made of cardboard were cleaned daily, I would have nothing to object. Sadly, there reigned a total uncleanliness among them. I observed carefully from the balcony of the house the life of these people. They insulted each other, they hurt each other, they got drunk, they did not respect themselves, neither did they respect their fellow men. Their lives was horrible, full of misery and abominations. Before, the police could not be seen in the area, but after they arrived, the police was frequently visiting this colony. That colony became a hell. In this way, I could witness that the level of being attracts our own life. Let us suppose that one resident of this colony decided overnight to respect himself and respect others. Obviously, he or she would change. What do we mean by self-respect? And then he says, it means to leave behind delinquency, not to steal, not to fornicate, not to commit adultery, not to envy the well-being of the neighbor, to be humble, simple, leave behind laziness, become an active person, clean, decent, etc. The moment a person respects himself, herself, the level of being changes. And by changing the level of being, he or she will attract new circumstances. As a result, he or she will relate with more decent people, different people, and that type of relations would provoke a social and economic change in his or her life. Now my words become true when I say that total self-respect produces a social and economic well-being in a person. But if someone does not respect himself, then neither will he respect others, our neighbor. He condemns himself to an unhappy, unfortunate life full of misery. The principle of the whole well-being is based on self-respect. Let us not forget that. The exterior is only a reflection of the interior. Yes, and this was said by the philosopher Immanuel Kant. Now, the master continues talking about the topic of image. He says that the external image of a man and the circumstances that surround him are the result of the self-image. We all have a self-image. The compound word self-image is profoundly meaningful. The things that the people we meet in our life are the self-reflection of ourselves. This is so because the exterior is the interior. If our self-image is very poor, if we are full of psychological and moral defects, then unquestionably there will come up unpleasant events in our external world, economic and social difficulties, etc. Let us not forget that the external image of a man and the circumstances that surround him or her are the result of the self-image. This means the interior self-image. We have two images. Outside is the physical image that can be taken in a photo. But inside us, we have another image, the psychological image. If our lives is full of problems, conflicts at home or in the streets, at work, etc., then this means that our psychological self-image is poor and defective, faulty, horrible. In the environment, we reflect our misery, our nothingness, what we are. If we want to change, then we need a total change. Image, values, and identity must change radically. Now the master speaks about values. Each one of us is a mathematical point in space that is used as a vehicle for a certain group of values. Yes, we transmit values. Some are vehicles or transmit great values, and others are vehicles for values that are mediocre. Each one of us is each one of us. The majority of human beings are used as vehicles for the egos, the I, the myself. Identity, image, and values are a total unity. I say we must pass through a radical change. I emphasize the fact that image, values, and identity must be changed completely. We need a new identity, new values, and a new image. This is a psychological revolution, intimate revolution. It is absurd to continue in the vicious circle where we are now or where we move now. We need to change totally. Let us not forget that the psychological self-image of a person gives rise to the external image of a person. What is our self-image? Is it one of an angry man? And then I put the picture of somebody who is angry. Is it the image of someone who is greedy? And another one. Or a lustful one. I think that our society is full of pictures like this, full of, lust, inducing us to become lustful as well. Or a jealous one, yes. Or the proud one. Yes, we have bosses that are very proud. Or the glutton one. Or what? Whichever is our psychological self-image, this one gives rise to our external image. Yes? No matter how well dressed a person is, the external self-image could be very poor. And that is very true. We can meet people who are very well dressed, but the moment we see them, we can see their aura and perceive what type of person he or she is. Is it by any means beautiful, the image of a proud person? Or of someone who has become intolerable? Of someone who does not have any humility? Is it beautiful, the image of a lustful person? How does a lustful person act? How does a lustful person live? What is his behavior in the intimate life with the opposite sex? What would be the external image of a jealous person? What horrible image is the one of a lazy person? He does not want to work. What can we say of the glutton person? So in reality, the external image is the result of the internal image, and this is obvious. If a man learns to respect himself, he or she will change his life. But we must change. The actual identity, the actual values, and internal, the self-image that we have of ourselves is really bad. And that is why the social life is full of conflicts and economic problems. Nobody is happy these days. But what can be, we can take on a new identity, new values, and a new image. I confirm that this is possible, says the master. Unquestionably, we all need to disintegrate the ego that we carry. And I found this picture, which I think is good. If we disintegrate all the egos we carry, then we would become vehicles for new values. the values of the being. And I end this video with this picture. Why? Because in the process of the three mountains, we are like caterpillars, and we build our cocoon, and when we finally, in the second mountain, we get transformed, we get wings, angel wings, and the process is the same as the one of a butterfly the master showed me in the astral world. So up to here my video. I hope that this video helps you reconsider your insight, and of course the events and the circumstances that surround you in your own environment. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.